Howdy, howdy. Welcome back to the Hardcore Podcast. This is episode 68, and I'm your host, Christopher Norwood.
And I'm your host, Robert Melton. We're one episode away from the illustrious 69.
Yes, we are. And next week, you will have the pleasure of introducing.
The
for episode
pleasure
69.
is all mine.
Well, I guess in 69 fashion, the pleasure will be both of ours. Get it?
Get it? You get it, guys?
If you know, you know.
Come on.
If you don't know, you're a fucking virgin.
Oh, my God. Incel vibes.
Incel vibes.
Talking about incels, Colton did just get Palworld.
That's so bad. Every time. Every time.
I don't think I said it on the podcast, but actually, I'm not going to say that on the podcast.
It would be funny just for like the people who are listening that like don't know the friend group.
Exactly.
Whenever we inevitably get Colton on, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is the guy."
That's him. Colton will never know that we've talked about him
Yeah,
because he
they're gonna
doesn't
be
listen to this podcast.
They're gonna be like, "Man, he seems pretty normal." We're just memeing.
Yeah, it's all jokes.
We're memeing. We're mostly memeing.
Just a couple of memers memeing around.
Just a couple of meme lords.
All right, so in typical hardcore podcast fashion, what have you been up to, my guy?
Still just a lot of Palworld.
Dude, you have put in some work. You've been on your long break from work?
I've been on my long break from work, and I said this last week, but like this is my time to like really catch up.
Yeah.
And I meant that.
I feel like
I've been putting in like 8 to 10 hours every day.
You've literally caught up with both me and Matt. We're all like around the same level, like 43, 44 or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, shit. Would you say you were at like 70 something hours last night?
Yep.
And then we played for like 8 more hours.
I would say like 65 of those hours were just over.
Yeah.
Honestly, this past like weekend.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it's hardcore gaming.
Yeah.
Hardcore
gaming. So yeah, I've been really putting the hours in. And when I first started the game, I was like, this is good. Like I don't really get the obsession. I put another session in, and then I was like, okay, this is really clicking. This is fun.
Yeah.
But then the last few sessions, I was like, holy shit, I can't get enough of this.
Dude, and it's crazy because we were talking about it last night. Like, how did you phrase it? You were like, this game, I don't get why it's so fun or something. And you were like, just in order to do what I want, I got to go farm for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And then I got an hour of just, hanging about and building or whatever.
It's 2 hours of like preparation for the 1 hour of play.
Yeah. Which might sound like crazy, but it's a lot of fun doing pretty much everything in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like min-maxing pretty much everything.
It's kind of like in real life, like when you do these things and it's fun, but you really feel like you've like deserved it or earned it.
Yeah.
It makes it more enjoyable, and that's what this game is.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man, that adventure I just went on, it was so much more enjoyable because like I had to put the time in to make these spheres, to make this ammo, to level this team up. Like you really put the hours in, and it's just very apparent with this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fucking definitely grind fest, but in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Because everything definitely does feel rewarding. Even if it's like going out, killing a boss, you get the ancient civilization parts.
Mm-hmm.
You get the experience, so you're leveling up as you go. Then you go into it's so easy to get distracted in that game. Mm-hmm. You're just wandering about the world, and then you're like, oh, a mine shaft. Let me go check this out.
Mm-hmm.
And you catch a new boss that you haven't seen.
Right.
Whatever it may be. Find a new chest with a really good schematic.
Mm-hmm. And then you get back and you're like, oh man, I need this to even make this schematic. All right, well, I was going to do this, but
now I got to go farm PAL oil or PAL fluids.
Yeah, and then you're like, man, this takes a lot of time. Let me just make another base here to make it even easier. So then you put the hours in to get that started, and then you get raided there, and then you're like, well, now I need to make some defenses. Let me get some good PALs. Well, this PAL would be really good for this base.
Let me start breeding it.
Let me start breeding that to get the perfect one. And I remember it was before I even started breeding because I got into breeding late. And I was like, my favorite part about the game is just finding the eggs and hatching them and just seeing what I get. That's really cool, which is fun. But then when you get into breeding, you're like, oh, man, this is really addictive.
Yeah.
And it's not even looking up, like, the calculator to, like, try and get these, like, unique pals I don't have. But it's more so breeding, like, the perfect passive skills.
Exactly, yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
Because you, at first, when you started, you got a pen king, your king, pen king.
Yes.
And you were like, dude, this is fucking awesome. And then later on, you realize, like, his passives are absolute dog shit. He's, like, hungry all the time. His sanity drops.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, let me build up a really fucking good one. And it's, like, one shot in some of the bosses.
Dude. Like, I'm surprised. And it's really cool. But I'm surprised how good you're able to, like, get him. Because he's a somewhat, like, early pal that you come across.
Yeah.
But that's a really cool part of this game is, like, in Pokemon, like, a lot of the Pokemon that I really enjoy, they're just
weak.
they're just weak as fuck.
Yeah.
But like you can really power up some, equivalent like weak pals to like really powerful.
Yeah.
Like if you put the time in, you could probably get a land ball that's fucking OP.
Oh yeah,
You
a
know
lot
what
of
I'm saying?
people online I've seen are just building like armies of just like crazy fucking level 1 pals, like Catavas, Blamballs, Lift Monks and all that shit. And yeah, that is like a really fucking cool thing about it is although some are going to be inherently stronger, everything can get pretty damn close to like that max.
That's
I
what
believe.
I'm saying. Like I haven't really messed with it, but Lift Monk's ability is it gets on your shoulder and starts shooting a gun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if I have a really good just OP passive skill Lift Monk and I have that that one trait of upgraded all the way, and then I have everyone else in my party that has like Vanguard.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be unstoppable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just really cool that they did that. They didn't make like, oh well, this pal is shit until you get to this guy. Like, no, you can really make every pal fucking awesome.
Yeah, which is awesome in its own right.
But yes, my Pen King is that dude's a beast.
Oh yeah,
That dude's a fucking beast.
So I say we run the intro real quick.
Yes.
We got a couple little things I want to talk about, and then we're going to get into a 200-hour review
Yes.
of Palworld.
Sounds good. Real quick, who am I?
I'm a Sando.
Yeah.
Easy.
Ting, ting.
It's so good. All right, so.
I love that he taunts you too.
Yeah. Old Jack Black energy.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know if you'd seen this. IGN posted a thing about a Elden Ring mobile game being in development.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So Elden Ring mobile game in development by Tencent, which they make a fuck ton of the like mobile games. I believe they might be like one of the makers of Pokemon Unite.
Okay.
But their whole thing is pretty much gacha games. Everything that has like the in-app purchases and all that shit.
Right.
I think they're like not a majority shareholder, but they hold like a lot of like Epic Games. I think they're like 40% owners in Epic Games. They own like a big portion of Riot, which is like the League of Legends studio.
Yeah, holy shit.
So they're like monsters in like the video game
got
industry,
some money.
but they make most of their money on mobile games, which a lot of people don't think that mobile games like pull in that revenue. But when say you sell I don't know, Assassin's Creed for $60, it takes a shit ton of money to make it. You sell it for $60 each. You're gonna make your revenue back with an Assassin's Creed game for sure, but you make a game with a fraction of the money that it would take to make an Assassin's Creed game. You make it on a mobile, and then that one person that would spend $60 on an Assassin's Creed game is gonna just dump money, like say $200 into this one mobile game.
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
So that's just made this empire. But yeah, apparently the Elden Ring mobile game will have gacha elements. It's like in-app purchases. But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
That is really interesting. I wonder if like it's strictly just going to be Elden Ring in name and just universe that was established.
Yeah.
You know, in just that world, because I don't see how you would make it like a FromSoft mobile game.
Yeah. It did
Well,
say
you can do that, but how do you make that into a gotcha game? You know,
I mean, I think
those
it
mechanics.
could be easy. I mean, just cosmetics or buying characters, you know. Oh, probably like your summons, like pulling like maybe like a chest, like a gambling chest. You can just, you know, buy a roll for $1. You have like a 0.5% chance to get what was it, like the clone of yourself, the mimic.
Oh wow! Now that you say that, yeah, that could be really genius.
Yeah.
And really dangerous for some people.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, I think we talked about it a little bit last week, but just the explosion of like the Soulsborne games after Elden Ring came out.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've probably 10x their player base.
And what's really cool is, again, you can, I don't know if this would be like open world to the extent of Elden Ring, but if you have that universe established, what a lot of people really like about these games is obviously just finding that good loot and just playing around with builds, but above all else, the boss fights.
Oh yeah.
The boss battles. Like you can always just make a boss and just throw him in.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So that is pretty genius if that's like the route they decide to take.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they just took Dark Souls bosses and threw them in there as like DLC and
that
shit.
would be cool. That would
multiverse
that would
shit.
sell buku money.
Yeah. So they are struggling with the development of it though, like taking a long time. So I don't know if this is like the first it's been mentioned, but it's definitely the first that I've seen.
Yeah.
So definitely an interesting game. Probably won't play it, but a lot of people that are into Elden Ring and gacha games are probably hyped as fuck.
Yeah. I will say that's one thing. Like I played Pokemon Go here and there. I know you are like really big into it, but I was never really a mobile gamer. I don't know what it is though. It's not that there's no good games, because obviously I haven't tried out many of them.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's just something about, and it's weird because I love my Switch playing in portable mode, but there's something about it being my phone. It's just I can't get into that.
Between that and like I've played a fair share amount of mobile games. Like I played one of the Star Wars like turn-based ones.
Oh,
I've
that one's
played,
actually
like,
really big. I have some friends at work that still play that
Yeah, I played
religiously.
Clash of Clans when it first came out. There's one called Dragon Veil where you literally just get a bunch of dragons, breed them, hatch different dragons. I played that in high school.
I tell you what, I think it's Clash of Clans or one that's very similar, but my dad's been playing that for years.
Yeah.
Years.
A lot of people
plays it every day for hours.
Damn.
Yeah. Like one of my buddies I used to work with, he would always be playing it at work. You know, we work 12-hour shifts, so I'd see him put a lot of time in.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him that my dad had played it. And again, this guy that I work with has been playing this for years. And he was like, yeah, get your dad to like send me a picture of his base. And I showed him. He was like, oh my God.
Really?
Your dad put hours into this.
Holy shit.
I guess he could just fucking tell just based off
Oh, yeah.
the base and just the shit he has. But that's just funny because, you know, you wouldn't think that of my dad if you seen him, that he like plays mobile games. I mean, it's mainly that game, but yes, he plays the shit out of that game.
Damn.
And I'm sure he's put money into it.
Oh, absolutely. The thing with that game is like you gotta build like a turret, but it'll be like 24 hours until it's built.
Yeah.
But you can spend money and do it faster.
Imagine if they did that with Palworld.
That would suck.
But like, imagine the money they would make if they made some type of like mobile version
Oh,
of the game, but
absolutely.
plays differently.
Yeah.
But you build in these bases, you have the pals, that gotcha system, and paying for things to be built quicker. They would make a shit ton of money there.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already made a shit ton of money, but
I mean,
I
not
could
a
see
bad
that
avenue
working.
to go down.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
I mean, Palworld just, I don't know, it just kind of seems like it'd be a mobile game. Not in the game we play, but it just, when you look at it, that I can just see that being
It could be
game.
structured easily
Because you've
to
seen
be like one.
mobile games that have like the similar aesthetic, like the Pokemon-esque aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely have to be overly simplified for a mobile game, but it could definitely make for a good one. Like it in that avenue anyway.
Yeah.
Like a blend of Clash of Clans and like Pokemon.
I'm there. I would play that.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashley used to play Clash of Clans. And she would be like, "Hold on, I gotta do this clan raid real quick." Because when you join like a big clan, they want you on like a Saturday at this time,
Right.
so that you can.
You have to like defend and shit
Yeah.
and attack. Yeah. There's a responsibility to it. So
Pretty nuts. I said I had a couple things. I'm forgetting the other one. I don't think I wrote it down. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
mm-hmm.
So checked out the trailer, or the state of play. Technically, I guess it's
When
like
did
20
that,
minutes of gameplay. And
When'd that come out?
yesterday.
Oh, it came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe it was yesterday. I think so.
It's like
Yeah.
the 6th, I think
Yeah.
it came out.
Yeah.
Is the day the 7th? I have no
Today's
clue.
the 7th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe it came out yesterday at 6:30 or so. I don't know.
Yeah, this week has had me fucked up for some reason. I was thinking like today was like a Sunday. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Weird.
But yeah, lots of good shit that they showed off. A ton of mini games, a ton of stuff that was in the prior game but revamped in this game. There's even dating sim of some sort.
And is this just because you had mentioned that to me? Is this just like friendship?
I mean, that's what it alludes to. I don't know if it really goes further.
Or can we like hope to romance like Tifa?
Well, when it comes to PC, absolutely.
True.
You know, there's definitely going to be like a day one mod.
I can't blame them there, as there should be.
I'm going to romance Kate Sith.
Borderline, you know what, but okay.
That's not pedophilia. Kate Sith's probably 100 years old.
No, but isn't he like an animal?
As a cat?
Yeah, I wasn't talking about pedophilia. Bestiality.
What's wrong with that?
It is the best reality. Kidding.
I mean, yeah, good play on words.
Kidding.
Oh, man. I
You
don't
sick fuck.
really have a lot of comments about the Final Fantasy remake or rebirth. It's pretty much what I expected, just to be way fucking better.
I took a
You're out of
peek
Midgard.
when you were watching it. It definitely looked sick. It looked beautiful, what you would expect.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is solely PS5, right?
Yes,
Just
exclusively.
PS5 exclusively. So that's sick. Mini game wise, in comparison to the first one, do you think there's like 3 times as many?
Oh, there's probably, yeah, at
5
least.
times as many? 10 times?
Maybe.
Tenfold?
I mean, just the way they were saying it in the video with the commentary, they were saying that there's a ton.
And you were telling me this is a because I'm definitely out of the loop here. This is a 3-part game. We got the first part. This is the second part, and then we have one more.
Exactly.
Okay. Do we know where this is taking us to?
What do you mean?
In the story.
Oh, this is right outside of Midgard. So the first game was solely in Midgard, and I believe that is actually where Disc 1 ends in the original.
So this one is like open world?
I believe so, yeah, because you get
Okay.
Sid, and I don't know if they showed it in that. I don't remember. But you get the airship in
Okay.
the second disc of the original, so I would assume that.
And we don't know where this one will end?
I have no idea.
Okay.
That's a damn good question, though.
Yeah.
Because the story's a little different.
I heard.
It's like a weird multiverse type deal.
I hope it's done well. I just hate
Oh.
that. I hate that cop out.
Oh, it's not even a cop out, dude. If you
I just hate the multiverse thing.
well, it's not like an actual multiverse. It's just like a similar aspect. It's like if it's so hard to explain. I haven't
Without
rehashed
playing
the
it?
story in 5 years since I played the original, but
Yeah, that's fair. You don't have to go into it. I mean, I had heard similar things, but again,
Yeah.
not knowing the story, not finishing the first one at all, like that doesn't really mean anything to me. I can play through the remake and think like this is how the story is, you know.
yeah, and obviously there's YouTube, which is insanely good to get caught up on. Plenty of creators are, giving you the rundown on the story.
Mm-hmm.
Which we actually did for quite a few Pokemon games. If you'd like to go back and listen,
Yeah, I think we did pretty good. I think that was a series we were going to continue. It's been a while.
we'll still continue it.
We'll get to it at some point,
Yeah.
and it'll be a good one because it'll be Johto.
They gotta ask for
Yeah, we ain't giving it to you unless you ask for it.
it. But yeah, it's something to do with like Sephiroth and Aerith. Something to do with like the live stream, and they know what's gonna happen, and they know like what's happened prior and after, and they're trying to
Is this some shit
clash with each other.
that you will play through, and then at the end you'll be like, "Oh man, there were so many hints in the first game."
Probably, yeah. I mean, that's
No,
how the first one was.
When you say that, I'm thinking like, "Oh man, I wish I would have. You could have picked up on this in the first cutscene."
Yeah.
You know.
Because the first one was confusing as fuck until like it kind of clicks, and you're like, "Oh fuck, okay, I get it."
Oh,
And
damn.
then you still don't really get it.
That's exciting though. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of ends that need to be tied in these next two.
So they changed a lot.
I wouldn't even say a lot. There's definitely some changes. Obviously, they don't play the same by any means.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
But I mean, they changed. Sorry, they changed a lot. Obviously, it's a remake, but like they changed a lot story wise. That's what I meant.
Aspects
With
of the
just
story.
this whole Aerith and Sephiroth, like knowing, like that wasn't in the original.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation if Aerith will die in this one.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
we don't
Spoiler
know.
alert: she dies in the original.
Yes, she does.
Oh God.
So they think people are thinking that maybe somebody else takes their place. And in the first one, Zack comes back. So, just saying, he's been dead.
It's Chinese to me. Who's Zach? Who?
Yeah. Or maybe it was a flashback of some sort. Who knows? We don't really
Interesting.
know.
So does it help to do you plan on playing that like remake of Crisis Core?
Crisis Core? Isn't that out already?
Yeah. Well, do you plan on playing it though?
Oh, I don't plan on it, but I probably will at some point
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, no, it's been out for a little while now,
Yeah.
but I know that's like Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. It just kind of
Mhm.
fleshes it out, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if that is like exactly the same, or is that kind of goes hand in hand with the newer, somewhat things that were added in with the story.
I feel like that was just like a remaster, right? Because I don't think it was a remake. They just kind of like upscaled it for the PlayStation 5 from the PSP.
I really don't know. I thought it was a remake.
Oh, it could be. I
Yeah.
could totally be wrong.
I mean, just going from something like the PSP to like a PS5,
Yeah,
like I feel like you need more than just a remaster.
maybe.
But I really don't know. I
Um,
haven't played.
I haven't
I
heard
just
that
didn't
there
know.
was like any changes or anything to it, and I'm
Mm.
on like a few Final Fantasy groups. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure about that.
Hmm. Shit.
Something I'll have to look into though.
I was about to ask something about it.
Crisis Core?
No, just what we were talking about with like the story in Aerith. I can't remember. Maybe it'll come to me later.
Perhaps.
But you're excited. You're stoked.
I'm
We're getting that
definitely
this month.
excited. We get that this month on
Get
the
that on the
29th.
29th, right? Yeah,
It's
leap
a leap
year.
year, baby.
Hey, crazy.
And at the end of the State of Play, they revealed that the demo is out now. And there will be DLC for the demo coming after. I guess within like the next week or two before the game actually
Mm.
releases,
It's
which is very
definitely
interesting.
Yeah, it's just weird kind of wording, but you're getting a demo and then they're just kind of adding on to it
Exactly.
before the game is released.
Downloadable content,
Yeah.
DLC. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess just, people like automatically think like a paid
What?
DLC
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something. You're getting a demo, but then you could pay $5 to get a little bit more of the demo.
Yeah, but everything carries over to the main base game, so definitely some incentive to pump some hours into that demo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how far you can actually go. I don't even know how long it is, but it seems like it's some good content for like a little demo to carry over.
Yeah,
I believe you get some I don't know if they're exclusive items, but you get some items for playing the demo that will also carry over.
yeah. No, I love a good demo. I love, especially with a game like this, a JRPG in general, just to like kind of ease you back in.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, these are the mechanics. They changed this a little bit. Nice.
Yeah, I think for Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they did a demo before the
Really?
game released, and everything carried over. Yeah,
Wow.
which was
Has Pokemon ever done that?
I don't think so. I think that might have been like the first and maybe the only time,
Damn.
but it was cool.
Oh yeah, no, that's neat. I'm glad that's something that's something we never like did away with, like demos. Like obviously we did
I
away
know.
with like demo discs. That was just like a completely different time, but that was just so cool.
Yeah, you can go on Steam, pretty much search any game, and there's usually a demo. I mean, AAA titles usually, but
Yeah, there's a ton of demos out there. Yeah,
it's like, sorry, you got to download this 50 gigabyte demo.
I mean, yeah, they are usually like huge.
Yeah, I wonder how big this game's gonna be. It's got to be massive.
Oh,
150
absolutely.
gigs probably at least.
I would say at least. Yeah.
Is it gonna come on 3 discs?
I mean, like
I think the first one was 2 discs. I'm pretty certain.
part 1?
Yeah.
Was it?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
It was
it's
on PS4.
downstairs. I was gonna say I literally have it downstairs, but I thought it was like up here for a sec. Cool. I just think like I don't know. I just think something about that's kind of cool, like nostalgic.
Oh yeah.
You know, like they wouldn't need to do it for the PS5, unless the game is just that huge. But you can put a lot on those discs. But it would just kind of be cool just for nostalgic purposes. Like, hey, we just went ahead and made this into like 3 to 4 discs.
That is true. No, it's a pretty
And
cool
they like
nod.
gave us like the square case. Oh, dude, how cool would that be if you could buy like a version like that? That was just very like reminiscent to like the old art, but it was like
Yeah.
made new. It's just kind of like modernized, but like the same kind of chunky PS1 case.
Shitty plastic.
Greatest hits.
Yeah, dude. That'd be awesome to include with like the deluxe edition or something.
They just went ahead and just got really bold and put on the side Game of the Year edition.
Oh,
They're like, we're gonna win.
it's definitely gonna be in the running. That's for
Yeah,
damn
it's
sure.
definitely gonna be a contender.
Will they beat Palmon though? I don't know. Let's get into it.
Yeah, it's a good segue. So yeah, we have no order in what we're gonna in the way that we're gonna talk about things. We're just kind of just chit chat, just in a somewhat review blueprint.
Exactly.
So again, collectively, we have about 200 hours, 200 plus hours, somewhere around there, rounding to the nearest 100th. 'Cause that's how we do this.
Yeah. 151 hours, but technically 200 if you round up.
Hey, I mean, I think even 150 does round up, you know? Because 5 rounds up.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, it's weird, but hey, math is sometimes weird. But yeah, the game's good.
Game's good. And that has been the hardcore.
All right, so the only thing, last night we beat our... 'cause,
second.
it was our third, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, third tower.
Yeah.
Third tower boss, or they call it tower bosses, tower leaders. So I don't even know if some people would be like, oh, it's not even really fair for you to give a review. You haven't really beaten the whole game. But we've played enough. Like, we know what else we have left. We literally know all the other guns and armor that we haven't unlocked. We kind of get the gist of, like, the tower leaders. We know the legends that we have yet to catch because that shit's going to be tough. They're all level 50.
Yeah.
And just that stretch from any of the level 40s on up. It just takes so much experience.
It sure does.
But yes, we beat the 3rd tower leader last night, and those fights are so fun. Those fights are super intense. We were doing it together, and when you play with multiple people doing it, it like scales the difficulty, makes it a little harder. And I wasn't quite prepared. I got wiped. You were still hanging on, and you ended up beating them.
Barely.
But a few hours later, just kind of powering up my team, I went back and beat them solo.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was so fun. Those fights are awesome. I really enjoy like the tower leader boss fights.
No,
They're
I agree.
really well
Yeah,
done.
they're super intense. That music slaps.
Yes, the music's good. Is the music same for each? I haven't really
I'm not sure.
noticed if so.
Yeah, I haven't really paid attention to that.
But all like the little, all the music, the little jingles, like it was really well done throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. Really happy with all the pals, for the most part. I'm trying to think of the ones that like. What are some pals you hate? Like, oh, I fucking hate that guy.
Trying to think. I don't know if there's like an actual design that I dislike.
Yeah, or one that's like that's a little too generic. Because you brought up a good point to me yesterday, and we made note of this in one of our episodes. The Luxray pal. That's like not even in the game, but was totally shown off during like a lot of the footage early on. But apparently that's a legendary to come or something.
After this podcast, we're gonna go back and watch the trailers for this game.
Is there a lot?
There's so much in the trailers that are not in the game.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the main theory and reason behind it is because they built the game in Unity, the Unity engine,
right?
And then they're like, well, we can make this better. So they rebuilt the entire thing in Unreal Engine 5.
Oh, okay.
So that's, they would probably have much more progress, but in like a shittier looking game. Probably not as many capabilities.
Yeah.
And all of that. But I'm definitely glad that they did Unreal Engine 5. Runs great. Looks great, especially.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that Luxray knockoff is not in the game. And there are 2 others that were data mined. And they're all said to be legendaries of some sort.
I will say, you sent me one the other day, the one that looks like Mewtwo.
Mm-hmm. Mega Mewtwo Y.
Mega Mewtwo Y. And that one, it does look cool, but I will say, because we're talking about like generic pals, that one definitely looks pretty generic to me.
I mean, yeah.
That one, and because I think Lunaris looks pretty similar too, just in like kind of build. That one's a little generic. Yeah, I mean, really, that's it. There's just a few that are just kind of generic looking, but there's none that are really. What's that?
The cow.
Hey, I love Mazarina.
The chicken.
It's so, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're just very basic because it's like, yeah, we just gave you a cow. But I will say, I love just the little vampire teeth they threw in there.
Cow and chicken.
And the chicken is just a chicken, but it's still cute.
Yeah,
it's still cute. Chicken is cute.
They don't have like an overly specific design, so they're playful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very simplistic. I like it.
But yeah, I love a lot of the early pals like T-Font, Celeray.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that Tansy. Is that it? The
Really?
monkey? I mean, it's
Little
just like, it's just, I don't know. Not the biggest fan. And then our buddy Alan, see, it's little details like this that I love. He brought up Depresso.
Yeah.
And when Depresso is in the hot springs, it's just because, again, to play on its name, like Depresso. He's just like floating there as if he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like his face in the water, just kind of floating. It's like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And we had mentioned that in one of the previous videos that they didn't take any shortcuts with like all the animations, because like every single pal has a different animation with whatever it does, really.
Yeah.
Other than maybe like handiwork. They all kind of, just do this one building. But like, the Mossando with the little hammer, Bushi with the sword, like it's... again, they didn't cut any corners with like the little details, and I love that.
Yeah.
They're very thorough
Also,
and
the
meticulous.
the passive, or not the passive, but the partner skill on Depresso, it's like caffeine energizer or something. So
Oh,
like,
you were telling me about that he's like the fastest pal or
yeah,
something?
if you give him all the like max passives and like bump his speed up, dude, it's literally like on the
He
ground.
just like dodges.
Yeah, it's fucking
Ka-chow.
insanely fast.
That's what I would call him.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
But yeah, I mean that's cool. That's a cool detail. His name's Depresso. He drinks caffeine
Oh.
and he goes fast.
Yeah. I didn't piece that one
Yeah.
together. Wow, yeah.
The depressed espresso.
Yeah. I mean, just like how like Pokemon, the Nintendo company, like really nails it with like the Pokemon names.
Yeah.
Like they did the same thing, the exact same thing with Palworld. The names are pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Pretty damn spot on.
Like Jet Dragon.
Maybe not all of them. Most.
I mean, he's
99%
like
of
a
them.
fucking jet.
I mean, yeah,
dragon,
he's a jet
and
dragon.
he's
That's
fast.
exactly what he is. Jet dragon. Jet. Like how do you
Yeah.
say that? Jet dragon.
Jet Dragon. Yeah.
Jet dragon.
Jetragon.
Jetragon. I like that.
I like that too.
Jetragon.
Yeah.
Like what was that other one? Palladius
Mm-hmm.
or Palladius? You know, however you want to pronounce it.
Palladius probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Paladin.
Well, I think Paladin. Palladius. Palladius.
Palladius.
Yeah, that makes more
Palladius.
sense. Palladius.
Palladius.
Like Paladin?
Yeah, that's true.
No one says Paladin. You know. What build are you going for? Oh, the Paladin.
Oh, he has Paladin as a name.
Palladius. And he looks sweet. I just came across him last
I
night.
haven't actually seen him in game. I've only seen like the little thumbnails of them.
Mm-hmm. What's the other one called?
Necromus. I believe.
Necromus. Yeah, because that was
Necromus.
really cool because it was the like desert region and it was like nighttime, and nighttime in the desert region it's like really sandy and you can't really see anything in front of you. And I didn't know it, but I was coming up to them, and then it turned daytime and it got really clear and they were just like right there in my face, and I was like, holy fuck. And then an hour prior I was like, where are these guys? I was asking you, I was like, do you know what region they're at? And I literally just came up to him. I was like, holy fuck, this is so majestic.
Yeah. The fucking.
Really cool moment.
What are those bosses? Orville. Is it Orville? Smog? Ornstein. Ornstein and Smog
I was
from
wondering, it's like-
Dark Souls, the duo.
Oh, yeah.
It's like going to be another fight like that, like
Dude.
2 level 50 legendaries.
That one
against
is
you.
going to be so intense. Like, I'm
Yeah.
trying to, like, wrap my head around not cheesing them, but beating them solo.
Yeah, I know.
How that's going to play out.
Like, you got to have a full team of, like, Masandas with fucking rocket launchers.
Seriously,
Or,
yeah.
like,
Well, we were talking about that yesterday, and it makes me think about the Indigo Disc DLC a little bit, because the way the Indigo Disc was, it was kind of pushing you to be more strategic with, like, battling. And, like, you kind of have to do that with this game. Like, you know, especially for the level 50s, like, you can go through the game kind of just, like, naturally leveling up, not really worrying about your passive skills. But to beat those legends, I feel like you have to be very strategic with
Yeah.
the way you build your pals and the way you have, like, your team. Again, an example is having, like, Vanguard on all of your pals and your party just to give you that extra attack. That's just one example. Maybe
Right.
not the best example, but, like, you have to be very strategic with, like, the type of build you go into them.
yeah, it's very true. Like, I think we talked about this last episode, but having I completely just blinked out right there.
That's okay. That's okay.
Am I having a stroke?
Oh, my God. Are you okay? Do you need to take a second?
But yeah. Having the ability to like rotate your pals very easily.
Mm-hmm.
Like the farther you get in the game, the higher level pals you'll catch, and even if they're like maybe a couple levels higher than you, they scale to your level.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like very easy to just rotate them out. Although if you breed them and you're pumping stats into them, they're not gonna obviously be as strong as that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very easy to just go through the game like casually with pretty much any pal
Yes.
and shit power levels to you like pretty damn fast.
And the thing is, like, even last night, although it was two of us, like, what was that Bahamut-esque
Blazemit.
Blazemit pal.
Blazemit.
Like we were both like getting him down pretty easy, and
Yeah.
he was definitely higher level than us, maybe like 48.
Yeah.
Again, these legends are just 2 more levels above that 50. But if you try and go and solo him, you're going to hit him for like 5, 10 damage.
Yeah.
And he has
It's a
thousands
huge
of
difference.
HP. So again, like even if I see my Pen King at 50, I don't think he's cutting it, dude. Again, I don't know how.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to get there and figure it out.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this and you do want to cheese the bosses, there are a couple ways.
Yeah, but don't do that. Don't do that. You can
Yeah.
do that. I mean, you can obviously change your server settings or your world settings to
true.
really cheese through the game. And I wanted to talk
Like your
about
PAL
that
settings
earlier.
with max attack.
Because, just that accessibility option is there, which is
Yes.
always really cool.
Like play the game how you want to play it.
But I love how we have ours. I
I'm
feel
in-
like it's
Yeah,
mint,
because
dude.
we haven't changed really any settings aside from like the annoying ass starvation, because that drops sanity down. I cannot imagine because it's kind of glitchy right now. Pals get stuck in shit, and then they
Yormintide.
just starve,
yeah.
and then you have to craft fucking medicine that takes forever to craft, and use a shit ton of materials that aren't like that easy to come by.
Right.
It's like shit you have to farm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite annoying.
Yeah, the only mods that we've really used, I know you've used a couple aesthetic mods,
Yeah.
and then you sent me one yesterday that just gives you other options on how to craft certain items, like
Yeah.
ore and coal. It's nice to be able to use stone for those things, but it's also really give and take. It honestly just makes it maybe slightly easier, just giving you another route because you still have to give up 10 stone per ore or 20 stone per coal piece.
Yeah.
That's still a lot
Yeah.
to make. I think I was making like 200 pieces of coal and it was like 4,000 stone.
I know, yeah.
And at that point, I had stopped mining for stone, having my pals mine for it just because I had so much.
Mhm.
But now it's like, nah, I got to build that
You don't
bitch
have
right
enough.
back. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. So the good thing about that mod is, and there's so many fucking good mods out there now. Like I remember week 1, there was like 5 mods. One included the nude mod,
Oh,
which
of course.
not surprising, literally at all.
Yeah.
Like that's like the first mod people go for in a damn PC game. What did I start that with?
The mods we were talking about. We were talking about the one with the ore, the coal, just gives you another route to take.
Yeah, I was going somewhere with that, but
Are you all right today, buddy?
probably not.
I think you're fucking
I'm dying.
tired. You're tired. That's what it is.
Oh, absolutely.
We did not get enough sleep.
We're both running on like 5 hours.
Did you at least have some caffeine?
Oh yeah, I had,
okay.
I had a coffee this
I was
morning.
gonna say, I'm like, that's the problem then. But let's until you remember, let's kind of dive in a little deeper. What do you think about let's get into like the base building and just like the building in general. What do you have any complaints? Because again, it's early access. Let's get into our complaints.
Yeah, the base building, it is very tedious. Though a lot of things are possible, you just have to build them the right way. Like you got to put a ceiling on a
Yeah.
wall in order to build steps down or something like that. So there's a lot of like those avenues, if you go on YouTube, people have like tutorials on like the best way to build this
Mm-hmm.
is to do this. And then in order to build like a very tall or an extended structure, it has to have a foundation right underneath it, or else
Mhm.
you can only build like 2 or 3 tiles out.
It's interesting. It's as if the learning curve has a learning curve.
Pretty much.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, for example, I was asking you the other day, and you had a solution for me, but it's like I wouldn't have thought about this. But you can use this example for a lot of things throughout, mainly the base building. So, when you have a base that kind of like the POWs have their jobs and they're kind of taking care of themselves in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like the Mazarenas, the Chickapees, the bee guards. You're getting the honey, the milk, the eggs. You got your gathering pals there. They'll put it straight into the feed box.
Right.
And then I have to go into the feed box and put it into the cooler that's right beside. So I was like, is there any strategic way to get them to put it into the cooler?
Right.
And what you had to do was go in your feed box and pretty much fill up every slot so they can't put anything there. They'll
Yeah.
put it into the cooler. And again, you can use that with other examples, but that's like part of that learning curve I'm talking about,
Yeah.
you know? Again, it's still early access. That's a small thing, but I'm hoping that in the future there'll be some type of update to where you can almost prioritize these things, or maybe they will have a better sense of like, hey, he's been putting the eggs in the cooler. The eggs are in the cooler. Let's put the eggs in the cooler, you know, type like AI or something. Um, but for the most part, like it's really good. Hell, I had a hot take yesterday. This is just one of my complaints, but obviously Tide's the best waterer like in the game. He has solely 4 watering. I was saying I prefer Azarobi because she has 3 watering, which is still quick, and she's not nearly as big, so she's not getting stuck in shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you have that a lot. I feel like if you build your base very specifically, it would take a lot of trial and error. You maybe wouldn't have Tide getting stuck. Like, definitely don't have any trees. Don't have any big buildings for it to get stuck. Don't have any things close to the walls for it to get stuck between. But it's just such a annoyance for me because he's big.
Oh,
so
100%.
I much prefer Azarobi.
Yeah, just to spite you, I'm gonna catch that alpha Tide, and I'm gonna catch it every day until I have a full base with just alpha Tides.
I mean, good for you. I mean, that doesn't.
They're just gonna be stuck in a fucking wall.
Oh, I thought like I was thinking you were gonna like somehow put them in my base or something.
Maybe.
But I mean, if they're in your base, yeah, that's just gonna fuck you over.
Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely an annoyance with the like larger like alpha pals. Still definitely get stuck in shit randomly.
Yes.
And
behind walls. I mean, they're again. This is not me shitting on the game because it is very early access and apparently is a somewhat smaller team, or at least started with a smaller team. But like throughout your base, if you didn't know anything about Palworld and just heard nothing about the hype and then seen like someone's base, you'd be like, oh, this is shit. Because it's just fucking clipping constantly. But like, it's still really good.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was really going with that thought, but there's definitely things for them to improve. Again, it's early access.
yeah,
But
their priority was not base building. You can obviously attest to that. It was pretty much everything else.
Oh, you were talking about the shinies and just how like much bigger they are. Sorry, that's where I was going with that thought.
Yeah, and those
they definitely
clip. They'll fucking go outside of your gate, outside of your boundary, and then they'll just get stuck there and starve.
And the thing is, like, I love, again, no surprise, Legends Arceus, that's my game. And you have alphas, I'm sure where they got this inspiration from. They almost even have the same fucking icon for the alphas. Like, I love that. It would be cool if the alphas were big, but the shinies were just a different variant.
Color.
That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want as of right now, like more than anything. And I'm
Yeah.
sure, again, maybe there's a mod for it. Maybe there's a mod in the works for it. But just having them both big, well, I guess the shinies do have like the lucky passive skill, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I just would have preferred to have that option of like I can have the big one, or I can just have the different, variant one.
Yeah,
and
that's
I would
true.
have chose a variant. Just because some of them, like an alpha, I can't even imagine an alpha Yormintide, especially in base, because the normal one is just massive and just getting stuck and clipping everywhere. But like even I was breeding 2 dig toys, and to get that lucky passive, I had to start with the shiny one, and he's just so much bigger. He pretty much takes up the whole breeding pen alone.
Oh my god!
And he's just clipping on the wall because I have it close to the wall. And it was just like it was just kind of a nightmare because he would get stuck, and then I'd have to like take him out and then bring him back in. It just kind of kept glitching out, but. Yeah, it just would have been nice to maybe have the option, or just like a toggle. Maybe like, hey, do you want the alphas to be big or small? Maybe some accessibility there.
They do have mods for that, which is nice. You can change the size of your pals.
Honestly, I haven't even really gotten to the mods, but that's probably my accessibility questions answered there. It's just download a mod for it, right?
Yeah. But I mean, this is just stuff that the community is addressing.
Yeah.
again, early access game built on from the ground up again. They've pretty much done this game twice.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're building it on a new engine. So,
Uh,
and by the way, they had to learn the new engine to do it.
oh
So
yeah,
yeah, they started from fucking scratch.
yeah. I'm trying to think of because I definitely want to get into like the good, what we really love about the game. I'm trying to think if there's any other negatives, anything else that I don't like.
Um,
Because again, everything I've mentioned to this point is just so minor, just because that the fun factor is so prominent.
I have an issue with throwing pals out and them not attacking sometimes. That's kind of annoying.
Pen King was giving me that issue mainly in the dungeons, which sucks because a lot of the ice pals they like will summon something above them. And if you're in a dungeon that's like if you're in one of those tunnel areas, that attack's gonna miss.
Interesting.
It's gonna clip through like the walls. Which I mean, like, what do you do there?
Yeah.
Like, will it automatically kind of summon it in front of it instead? You know,
Mhm.
which would be cool. But little things like that, like I wonder if Pen King almost like starts to recognize that and just like won't attack. I have no clue.
That's
But
possible.
yes, that's happened to me as well.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I've really had an issue in dungeons, but it'll be random. Like I'll just throw my pal out, and it'll take them 10 seconds to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Just random occurrences. But I mean, it's not the biggest issue of the
Right.
game.
All right. Well, yeah. No, I think that wraps it up for like the bad. Again, there's really not that much. It's just a bunch of smaller things.
Yeah.
So let's get into the good. I'll start it off here. Pacing.
Oh, dude,
I love the pacing.
pacing's great.
Pacing is so good. And again, that's part of like the fulfilling factor. Like, you know, my 70 to 80 hours, you're over 100 at this point. But like when you look at what you have in your pals, you're like, damn, man, I worked for this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I fucking put the hours in to make this. You like remember like what you started with.
Little
And like
cat
where you're at now, yeah. Like even me thinking of like my solo playthrough, and then when I kind of am flying around that area and I see the spot, I'm like, man, that feels like ages ago.
I know.
Dude, that was forever ago.
I actually
dude.
flew by my original base yesterday, and I was like, I'm so glad I did not stick to that spot.
I know. Like again, it feels ages ago, but you're like, damn, that was last week.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh shit.
We've come so far.
Like I remember on my solo playthrough, right when I started, yeah, it was my solo playthrough. I was so bummed because it's like, oh man, a shiny. It was like a Cremis.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, dude, I fucking missed out on the shiny Cremis. But now it's like, if I see a shiny Cremis, I'm just fucking flying by, you know?
That's crazy.
But yes, no, the pacing is really good. The combat, chef kiss, dude. That combat is so good, dude. So fulfilling. Again, the tower bosses, like those fights are genuinely fun. Yeah, just all that went into the combat. Even like pals aside, just like the melee and like the gunplay is like really good. I'm happy with it at least.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few weapons that I haven't even touched yet. Like the pal saddles.
Right.
Like the Relaxorus missile launcher.
Oh, same, yeah. Well, we just unlocked that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we just got to
But
the point
I haven't
of
even
unlocking that.
touched the lift monk guns yet.
Oh, yeah, me neither. neither.
Shit. You start unlocking like turrets that you can set your pals up at base with.
Yeah, there's so
just
much we
crazy
still haven't
shit.
got into.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much. Like we haven't even played around with a lot of that stuff. Like Mossanda gets like the grenade launcher. Actually, I think you just said that. But like yeah, I haven't even. That could be freaking OP, and I just don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
I know. Apparently, the Pengullet, it'll like launch itself like a bomb,
Oh shit, that's cool.
and apparently it does a fuck ton of damage.
Oh dude,
But it
that's
dies
sick.
when you do it.
Ah,
Yeah.
Bengalit.
The old kamikaze.
The old taco.
But yeah, I am super happy with the combat. I mean, there's some glitchiness that can be fixed for sure, especially in like a multiplayer server. It's not as fluid as you'd like.
Yeah.
But overall, it's damn good. You have to like kind of strategize in a way, because like say you're riding on a POW and you hit their third move, but it's got like a 15-second cooldown, you know,
Mm-hmm.
then you hit the other two. They're pretty quick, but you got to wait for that cooldown, and you have to position yourself right, dodge their attacks,
Right.
all the while you're smacking them with a bullet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's like some quick kind of strategizing going on in
Mhm.
those moments. I personally like although it is pretty common, but I think you can mess with that. But like the raid system,
Oh yeah.
I like the raid system. It just gives you incentive to like work on your base and like have like good pals there.
Yeah.
Because again, I can breed all day and just have these perfect pals in base, but if all my pals are level 1 and I'm like level 43 and I get attacked, like I'm gonna get fucked.
Oh yeah.
Because it's going to recognize my level and send me these really high tier level raids, like these enemies, to come raid my base, and it's just everyone's going to die.
That's the issue with
So-
my my breeding base, because I have a bunch of like cows and chickens making me cakes,
Yeah.
and when I get raided, if they do happen to get in, usually I can fend them off for like a pretty good amount.
Yeah.
But if they do get in, they're all instantly
Yeah,
dead.
Chickpea is always dead first. Yeah. I mean, no surprise there.
Yeah.
But with my base, my main base, you've seen it. I'm like surrounded by like these canyons, and there's one pathway in. They never take that way. They always come from this other side way, which is blocked, other than the the ocean side. But the way I have my walls is they can still get on through that ocean side, but that's just one little clearing. So I get on my van worm.
So they go around it on the beach.
He goes around on the beach. So there's always, I mean, a lot of the times they come from the same areas. So I'll go to where they are and just most of the time kill them before they even get to me.
Yeah.
But if like I'm doing something and I kind of get to it late, because sometimes they will spawn like right in front. So once they kind of line up with me, it's just I have those fucking aerial line moves that just decimate them. And then you just kind of get low enough and get all those fucking item drops.
Oh yeah.
Medium power souls.
That's another thing. Is like
Beautiful.
being able to learn like a lot of the same moves on your pals. Like you just find the fruit, you can put it on any pal.
Any pal, yeah. Oh, I love the like the type weakness system. It's just so much more simple.
Yep.
Because just
There's only one that's like good against two things, and I believe it's fire, which is good against grass, and the fuck's the other one? I could be wrong on that.
ice maybe.
Oh yeah, and ice. Yeah,
Nice. Oh, okay.
which is pretty fair.
But I played
Yeah.
Pokemon for a while, and I have to look it up.
There's 18 types,
because there's so many.
then you
you
gotta-
have dual types,
and then you have dual types, which just over complicates things.
Yeah, it's
Like I've been playing Pokemon since it fucking came out, and I still struggle with it 25 years later.
yeah,
You know?
and it's pretty basic. Like we were going to fight the electric like tower leader, and I was like, oh man, I don't remember what I asked exactly, but it was probably something along the lines of like, hey, is Penking going to be good for this? But he's a water type, but
Yeah.
it makes sense that of course he's not going to be good for it.
I made that
Electric
mistake
type.
playing Pokemon Stadium back in the day. Took an entire water team against Lieutenant Surge, and I kept losing, and I couldn't figure out why. I was like,
What?
it's strong against him.
Yeah. What the fuck is going
This is probably before I could even read. It's like, it's super effective. I don't know what that means.
Right. I'm super effective. How is he beating me then?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just much more simple. It's basic. It's easy to grasp. But yeah, no, it's just fun. I personally like the raid system. I know our buddy Matt was saying that he did not like it.
I mean,
I think he just doesn't like
he didn't
how
have the
often.
patience. Yeah.
But again, like if you're getting raided and like your shit's getting broken and your pals are dying, like work on it.
Exactly.
Put the work in, you know.
Yeah. Like, we're trying to make
build
it
some better
fair,
defenses.
make it a fair server for everybody.
Yeah.
So I don't want to turn raids off, especially because you get a lot of experience that way. You get a
lot
lot
of
of
experience.
ammo, you get gold.
Dude,
Just good drops.
if you sometimes you have like 20 level just 42 pals and just enemies coming at you, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't want to miss out on that experience.
Yeah, my first Suzuku I think I caught was from a raid.
Yeah,
So
hell yeah. Especially your first one. You catch one of those, you're getting thousands
yeah.
of experience. Especially if you're like power leveling a pal. Oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna thank you.
And also, if you build on like a canyon, or not on a canyon, like not like in one, kind of like how your base is. Like my mining base doesn't get raided because it's too high up. Nobody can get there.
Isn't that your main one?
Yeah.
The high? Okay, so that does not get rated.
Nope.
I was always wondering. I was like, I wonder if they just kind of only flying pals go at him.
Yeah. Not even them.
Hmm.
Apparently.
Yeah, that's a sick base too. Because you showed me that when I was like very early in the game, and I'm like, oh my god, you were blowing my mind with all the fucking pals you were showing me. Mazzarino, what?
Yeah, you fucking love that one.
I know. I just you know me. I like the cute big boys and girls.
Oh yeah.
I got a type.
Yes, you do.
I got a type.
Boys and girls.
So Blissey, obviously. Chansey, Clefable,
I heard you could build like a really
Wigglytuff.
sick base at Epstein's Island.
Pen King, Mazzarino, Ephedran. I like Ephedran.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ephedran.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, it's like a Flygon Ampharos.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. But
That's
yes, no, I
funny.
also heard that. Epstein's Island? Yeah.
Doesn't get rated. Actually, it does get rated.
I was trying to think of the fucking the furry pal.
Which one?
Well, the one
Lavander.
Lavander, yeah. What would there be level 12 Lavanders there?
I actually came across an alpha one yesterday. Accidentally killed it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it was
I
like a
wouldn't want
cave
that shit.
alpha, not like a
Oh,
boss.
like a dungeon.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the dungeons are fun. I like the dungeons.
they're really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them, I mean, they're all like different blueprints. Usually, I don't know if
Yeah.
they're like the same one is the same or if it just kind of rotates.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you kind of like when you get to a certain room, you're like, okay. Like you usually when you get to like a one that branches left or right, a lot of the times that right's going to take you to the tree.
Right.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
So in that way, a lot of them are similar, but some of them are huge. Some of them are much easier to get through, but it's a good way to get experience, to get chests, to get like rare schematics. That's always really fun when you find that like epic schematic and you're like, oh man, I haven't even unlocked this shit yet.
Yeah.
Like I have an assault rifle that I've had for a couple levels now, and I still don't even unlock that for another like 2 or 3 levels.
Yeah.
Same with you. I mean, you found like
I found the rare one. Mm-hmm.
yeah, that thing's awesome. But yeah, no, combat's awesome. The dungeons are sweet. The tower leaders are awesome. For the most part, the building is good. I mean, honestly, I'm really impressed just what they did with just having the pals in their jobs. Like, again, we're talking about pals clipping here and there, but with all that's going on in those systems, so to make that system into a game, it works really well.
Yeah.
And
I
for them
can't-
to like recognize things, because there's so much going on. Like when you make your base, you're like, oh man, this is a pretty big area. But when you start building shit and you level up and you unlock more stuff to build, you realize that you're very limited with the space you're given just for one base.
Yeah, you got to be creative.
Yeah. And again, you unlock more bases. I don't know if it caps at just 3 bases.
It caps at 3, but you can have mods for unlimited.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that. I think I would eventually, especially because, again, this is like week 1 or 2. You know, like months down the line, I think we're going to want maybe like 5 bases.
Dude, when the more content comes out for this game, I'm going to get on it pretty much every time.
Dude, I know. That's going to be one we're like always coming back to.
Yeah.
That's just going to be so fun. Like we'll be really like keeping up to date. Like, oh, dude, in a week, man, we get that update. You see what they're at? You read the patch notes?
The Palworld Direct.
But yeah, no, I'm just, again, I think if someone like didn't really know much about Palworld, which everyone is seeing stuff about it. Like I have friends who like aren't even into like this realm of video games like Pokemon and shit asking me like, what the fuck is Palworld?
Yeah.
You know, it's like everyone's seen it. But if you know nothing about it and you just hear about the hype and you see it, you may be like, what the fuck? This just doesn't look cleaned up. but like there's a lot of stuff going on, and it has just so much potential to be even better.
Oh yeah.
But like it works so well.
Yeah, I can not imagine the hell it was to like code
Ah, dude, seriously.
all the like crossing paths.
Yes.
It's like Anubis will like go mine.
Ting! Run off.
Yeah. I'll start some like spheres. Then he'll run up there. And then he's like, "Oh fuck, I got to go pick up these eggs."
Yeah. So
So it would be nice, and I'm sure it's in development for like a priority switch, or even if it's as simple, because I seen a UI yesterday of somebody who he just crafted like a UI table, and it was like a furnace, the sphere belt with like 3 slots because you can put up to 3 pals on there. But yeah, it was as simple as like open up your PAL box, dragging them to it.
Oh, like this is what your job is?
Exactly.
Oh, for a mod?
No, it was just like he was just referencing like this would be a sick UI. He just like crafted it up real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Would be so sick. Or I mentioned this the other day. This is pretty small, but still I feel like it would be so easy because it was done in Lego Fortnite really well. It's just like assigning, POWs beds, assigning villagers beds in the game. But like that would be so sweet. Because I have so many beds that just the POWs aren't utilizing. Even the big ones, I have the big beds outside. And I'm like, sleep here, bitch. I want to see you in the bed.
It's like, I'd rather sleep on top of the windmill.
I mean, seriously, Gormantide's like, this tree looks nice.
Yeah.
What's that? You're leaving? You expect me to water this? I'm stuck in the tree. Shit's not getting done.
I'm starving.
Yeah.
How about
sanity.
I starve?
I'm going insane.
Oh fuck.
But simply just like, hey, this is your bed. This is your bed, or like the priority system. Like, hey, this is what I want you to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be in the works. It's got to be in the works.
Oh
yeah. But yeah, no, everything just works really well. Pacing is really good. The fun factor is just there. This game is so addictive. Even like right now, I'm like wanting to I'm ready to play and put some hours in. Work towards that next level.
So we've talked about quite a bit.
I'm trying to
feel
think,
like the only thing that we haven't not talked about is the breeding. The actual breeding.
We talked about it a little bit, just finding like the passive skills.
Right.
But the breeding is cool because, you had mentioned there's like a calculator out there that you can find that you can put the POWs in and it'll tell you what these POWs can make. And apparently there's just so many different like combinations.
There's about
to make certain
20,000 combinations.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. And I have not messed with that yet. I'll probably get into that more if I'm like really having trouble with finding a POW just for like my POW decks. But I mainly use it just for like the passive skills.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Exactly.
I mean, I wouldn't mind looking it up to get another Anubis.
Mm-hmm.
Or just going to fight and catch that one. But
Anubis has he's got to have like 100 different
dude
intersections in there.
It's funny because right before we started filming this, I was scrolling through Instagram, and this guy was making a Palworld video, and he was like, I'm sure he's much further in the game. He was just probably making fun with like early game, but he said Palworld is so fun, and it was literally a video of his character making something, and him just holding the F button, and that was the whole video.
He's got to be early.
Well, that's what I said, and I went in the comments. There was no, I think there's like 2 comments. No one hit on this, so I was like, yes, and I said, Anubis will change your life. That was it.
True.
But it's so true.
I mean, yeah.
I think if you know, you know.
Yeah, Alan was complaining about that when he started, and then he restarted on our server.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, dude, I'm so fucking tired of holding the F key. I'm like, bro, just make a PAL and assign them to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as having them in your party and throwing them at the bench.
Yeah, seriously.
And it's way faster.
Way,
and you can fuck
faster.
off and go do shit.
But again, yeah, no. I would say definitely like try and look up what POWs you need to breed Anubis.
Mm-hmm.
Get Anubis ASAP. You luckily gave me an Anubis pretty early.
Yeah.
And that definitely changed the game for me. Just getting a lot of shit done really quick.
He's awesome because they don't give you like a lot of good options for handiwork until like mid game.
Like who do you have? I know I'm just so used to Anubis. I don't even like look at the other ones. Like who's like 3? Who's
3
like
would be
level
like
3?
Lylene.
Lylene.
And I
Okay.
feel like that's kind of late game.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
You're definitely in like
The
level
40s.
level 38 and up.
It's like
I
a
would
level
say.
40 raid. Yeah. Something like
Yeah.
that.
So definitely.
Lautmann, I think, is specifically handiwork, but it's only a level 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to memorize all the traits they
seriously.
have.
Yeah. Cuz it's you kind of start to really like those pals that have like solely one job that they're good at. Like that definitely comes in
Oh, I
handy
agree, because that's the easiest way to assign them.
to assign them, because
Like,
you know they're
although,
not going to get on anything else. They're going to do that one job.
yeah, like although I have like a couple of Anubises in my base, they'll just fucking run and pick shit up, go mine for a second, and then go do some handiwork.
I seen that firsthand yesterday. I just thought it was hilarious. I just watched Anubis just like Naruto run. Ting! He literally hits it one time and just goes and runs to
But
pick
what's crazy
something
about
up.
that one Tink is he probably crafted 3 items.
Do. Ow.
Yeah.
He's done.
Oh, Lucario.
Oh, Lucario. Sorry, that howl was the noise that Anubis makes. That's not some dog play shit I'm into.
You sure?
I'm positive. Just in case you don't know, when he's done crafting or doing something you ask him to do, he makes that howl. That's what that was. I didn't want that to come off as something else. I'm not into dog play, puppy play. That's not my thing. Been there, done that. I'll try anything once. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding about trying that. I've never tried it. It's not my thing. Shut up, okay? Don't kink shame me.
Yeah, it's not cool to king shame.
Unless it's illegal.
I mean, true.
Yeah. Then please shame on.
Oh man, I remember seeing a dude on like, I think it must have been like a Facebook group or something, but he was like, I hate how the game makes it so that you don't have to explore as much. You can just like exploring to find the pals. Like you can just grab a bunch of eggs and hatch them, and then you find the pals. And dude, they roasted the fuck out of him in the comments.
Good, because that's part of the fun. Like, if you love the game and you love, like, I don't know, if you're just, if you're playing Palworld, a lot of us are coming from Pokemon. Like, if you love that shit, you're gonna seek out the pals anyways. But finding the eggs and that discovery of like, oh man, that mystery of like, what is this gonna be? Oh shit, I haven't seen this guy yet.
I think his argument was something along the lines of, like, I want to find them like organically through the world as I like level up, like in order, I guess. Like,
which is cool. Then don't pick up the fucking eggs.
that's exactly what people were saying. They're like, you are not obligated to hatch these fucking eggs, you idiot.
Dude, what the fuck?
Like, you made a fucking status posting this shit.
Oh my god, dude.
You had to have been aware that you were about to get flamed.
Yeah. But I mean, I see where he's coming from, but obviously just don't pick up the fucking eggs. But I'm the same way. Like I like hatching the eggs, but I do like to come across them organically. I'm obviously not going to like, no shame on you, but I'm not going to look up the calculator and like, how do I get this? I just do like to come across them organically. So like I get that, but still like, just don't pick up the eggs if like that's really hurting you that much.
I know, it's insane.
Like, dude, like you don't have to do anything you don't want to do in this game. It's a game, Like what? Like
the amount of settings
you put your energy towards making that post. It's just crazy.
No, it's mind blowing.
People are fucking
But
wild,
what's insane is like there's a huge part of the community that are like that do make posts like that.
Yeah,
it's like just idiotic shit.
Dude, imagine this. I hate that this game makes you have to use pals to build shit. It takes me out of my immersion. I want to be the one who builds stuff in my base so I can take full credit, Like getting mad that like, oh man, I have to use Anubis to build everything and make everything? What the heck?
Yeah.
Like that's so fucking dumb. I haven't seen that opinion, but I'm sure someone has it. But like that's like equivalent to me. It's like, what? Really?
What the fuck? When I build my house, it just builds automatically. I can't build it myself.
I don't have to go cut the logs down? Boof, boof, boof.
Yeah. fucking insane. People will
I don't have to carry it on my shoulder one by one. What the fuck is this game, dude?
yeah, people will complain about the silliest shit.
Yeah.
But hey, that's the internet, baby.
Yeah.
We love it.
I mean, I think some people know how they're coming off.
Oh yeah.
Some of them are just
there's
fucking.
a ton of trolls.
I don't know if the term is, but like dumb trolling on purpose,
Yeah.
just to get people just fucking heated.
Well, I've got a couple words for you, Buster.
One thing. So early on, I thought it was fun was just kind of seeking out the Lift Monk effigies.
Ooh, yeah.
So I maxed that out really quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and there's still hundreds out there. I am eagerly waiting for them to add something else to upgrade for that. Like obviously, the only thing you can really put those effigies towards is your capture power, which is sweet. But like, give me like work speed, give me attack, give me defense, or something else to put those towards, because I just have a lot of extra effigies.
Yeah.
So, and again, that's in the works. Like they put all these effigies out there for a reason.
Yeah, was not like a set limit. There's so many.
Yeah. Like I don't remember the exact number, but if to max out to capture level or capture power 10, if it took 150 effigies, there's still literally like 400 out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, those have to go towards something.
Yeah.
But I'm just, whatever it is, like I'm ready for it because I'm still getting them. I'm ready.
You go to them every time you see one?
Not every time.
If you're
but
close
like
enough.
if I'm close, I'm like, I'll go a little out of my way. It's
Yeah.
nighttime. I see a lot glowing.
Yeah, I need to complete mine. I think I got one more level.
Nice. And even for that last one, I think it only takes like 32. Like it's really not bad. Get that done in like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. I've been just doing it organically.
Yeah.
Not really
They're everywhere.
seeking after them.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even really have to.
Pretty much. I mean, anytime you're exploring, there's bound to be a handful of them.
Yeah. Anything else? That's all I can really think of right now.
The crafting's cool. Lots of cool shit you can craft. And then craft something else out of that. And then, the pattern continues.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
Yeah.
A vicious, fun cycle. Vicious, fun, rewarding cycle.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we may have hit everything. Probably not everything.
Probably
I'm
not
sure we're
everything.
missing some shit.
I'm sure we're missing a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very small. The cooking, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, cooking, there's tons of recipes. At least maybe 20, 30.
I'm so bad at
lot of
like
'em.
really like describing things other than like saying like, yeah, it's really cool. It's really good. It's good.
It's all right.
Yeah, I make it sound like so uninteresting.
Dude, the crafting in this game is fucking phenomenal. You'd never believe it.
Yeah, I know. Like that's literally it. It's like,
You ever played Zelda? Better.
What else? Give me a little more.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you really, it took me about like 10 hours. But after those 10 hours, I was really hooked. Like it really got me. When you like unlock everything and like you start hatching, you really put the time into like breeding and just learning that, and you find like the right pals, and you get like a grasp on like what makes a base kind of like run itself and like what you need for everything. You get like so fucking addicted. And then you start making other bases that are dedicated to certain things, and you find the pals you love, and you're like, man, this pal has this trait, and I have this other pal with this trait. I want to make the perfect one because I love this pal. Pen King for me. Yeah, you just get so addicted with like putting the time into that, and it pays off. It really pays off. Like it feels awesome to see this Pen King that I put so much time into just fucking nail people.
Yeah. It's crazy how like addictive this game is, because like
It's a problem.
well, like our friends, they'll play like video games with us, and then you might not see them for a week or two, then they'll hop back on Discord and they'll be playing something else.
Yeah.
But this game, it's pretty much been streamlined, like Palworld.
Yeah.
They're like hopping on immediately.
Well, the thing is, for the goals I want to reach this year, it's not really a good thing.
Yeah,
I
not
mean,
starting off the year strong with two survival
Two
games.
survival games, dude. But I'm glad you gave me the pass for calling Lego Fortnite a dub.
I mean, we did everything.
I mean, yeah, we did. We put a
and
shit
we're damn
ton.
close to doing it in this
Dude,
game.
if I put the time I put into Palworld, I would have probably had like 2 JRPGs beat, man.
Fuck no. In 70 hours, that's not even Golden Sun.
Maybe depending on the JRPG, I don't know.
Persona, that's at least 500
Oh,
hours.
dude, no, I would have been halfway through Persona. Damn, I would have beat at least 20 indie games.
I mean,
I would have been done, nearly.
Yeah.
No, but there's still so much to do. Honestly, the time we put in, I think we probably have to double that to even get to fucking level 50.
Yeah.
It's just going to take that
Maybe.
much.
I don't know.
Well, and just if you're power leveling, no, but just all the other stuff we're going to get like so sidetracked with.
I mean, yeah,
I would say
that's
so.
very true. Because we're at like a point now where we have resources to build like a damn badass base. Because we have all the metal, we have like the metal giant gates. We
Mhm.
have like most of the building structure. And then we've
Right.
probably got enough technical points to actually build the cosmetic shit. Because
Yeah.
each cosmetic you unlock, it opens up like a few items.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a bundle of
Dude,
sorts.
I haven't messed with any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's part of the fun.
I
you
built
know?
like that bathroom in
Oh,
my,
the bathroom. Yeah, I forgot
yeah.
about the bathroom, but
and then
I haven't
really
even
touched it after that.
I have not decorated at all.
Yeah, and then you got the electricity, you got the lanterns, you got ceiling lights, you got a ton of
Oh,
shit.
so all like the cosmetic stuff, you have to. Is that when it comes into where you need a better electric pal?
Probably, yeah.
Because I have Rayhound, he's 2, but I'm like thinking to myself, like, at what point do I need a 3 or 4?
When you start
Like, he's doing
seeing
the job.
his
I'm
meter
seeing
go
it,
down, I guess.
I'm seeing it kind of peaking
At
in like the
99.
high 90s.
Yeah.
So I think it's starting to like.
Yeah,
get to
and
that
it
point.
all depends on if you're using like the big crafting tables too and shit.
I
I
have
imagine.
the nicer ones, like the production line, the
Yeah.
nicer production lines.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a 3, but I think I have the 2s.
I'm not sure. I feel like 2 might be the max.
At least I have 2 for the main 3. I
Mhm.
think it's the weapon one. I haven't unlocked the 2 for yet.
Gotcha.
But
I don't know.
yeah. Honestly, I don't know what else I can say.
Well,
I have nothing but just like high praise for this game. I think it definitely. And the crazy thing is, I've said this multiple times. Like, I remember at the Devil Wears Prada show, I was talking with my buddy Dustin. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I've got 60 hours in Palworld."
really?
At
But
this
he
point.
did?
Yeah, at that point.
Damn.
And I was like, "Yeah, like it's good. I don't get the obsession." I said that. I've said that multiple times. I retract that statement. I get it now, dude. I totally get it. But again, for me, it just, for whatever reason, maybe just like it being a survival game, not like really, really my thing, but something about, I don't know, maybe just 2024 is just the year for survival games
It's
for
the
me.
perfect concoction.
Yeah, it's just, seriously, with like survival Pokemon, it's the perfect concoction. And it took 10 hours, but like I'm in deep, dude.
Yeah.
It got me. Got.
You call it
has
the
its
Palworlditis.
Yeah. It has its claws in me.
Well,
But yeah, so good. Can't say enough.
in order to wrap up this episode, we're going to have to give it a score.
Well, to be fair, this will be an early access score.
So, in my opinion, any of the glitches are void in that effort. It is early access. Everybody playing it knows it's an early access. So there will be glitches. There's going to be shit wrong.
Yeah.
There's patches every week that they're fixing. So I find it hard to put that towards the actual score. This is not a fully released game. You know what I mean?
Fair. That is fair. There are some things though that I am just kind of biased on that are a little hard for me to look past, at least when scoring.
Mhm.
And part of it was, I was going to say the story, but I actually haven't even like read any of those entries
Same.
yet, so
Yeah.
I don't really know anything about the story. And there's no reason. I know you can talk to like the NPCs, but nothing is incentivizing me to like
Interact with them.
Yeah, to interact with them.
Yeah.
Like I just go to the merchants for most of the time. But I am going to give this weird score. I don't want to give it. I'm gonna give it an 8.75.
That is a very weird score. I was gonna go with a 9.
Well, I just didn't want to give it that 9. Something was just like, hasn't got that 9 for me yet.
Interesting.
So I'm going 8.75. Weird score, I know. But
Some IGN shit.
it's just like the creature taming and that fun factor is just driving most of that.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the base building too, those 3 things, actually, well, the 4 things, including the combat.
True.
Those things are really just driving that game. Well, those 3 things make that 4th one, the fun factor.
Right. I'd say 8.75 out of 10 is a damn good score.
That's a damn
that's
good.
1.25
that's
from a
early
perfect.
access. So imagine
Yeah.
when they like fix these things that we're talking about, they actually kind of flesh out the story more. Like yeah, it's going to. I'm gonna say it now. This is going to be like a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
At
in
full
the,
game
in the
release,
future,
this will be a
definitely-
10.
Yeah.
This will for sure be a 10. But early access and 8.75, even a 9, that's incredible.
Yeah. That's phenomenal.
That's a great ass score.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Justice League or Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. They got a 5.
Did it? Dude, I looked yesterday, and I know it's early. I think the game like literally just came out. But it had, at that time, yesterday, on Steam, it had like an 84% very positive.
That's what IGN gave it. So, grain of salt.
Oh, yeah.
I did watch a couple streamers play it, and they said that they were really enjoying it. So, I don't know what they didn't like about it. But who knows?
I think it has some. I was reading one of the reviews, one of the Steam reviews, and it said something about, I forgot the term they used, but like, they kind of compared it to Destiny, where it's like live and there's just like a bunch of stuff they're adding,
Oh, really?
like raids and stuff like that. You know, Destiny is like there's
Oh.
something like almost new every week
Yeah.
or every day. Like there's some element like that to it. Or that's how they made it seem. I haven't like played it or like looked into it anymore. I just read that.
I know it's
So
been
if
in
that's false,
production
I'm
for
sorry.
quite a while.
But they were saying like, yeah, if you're into this, you know, and games like Destiny and blah 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 have this, then you will really like this. And they made the combat seem like it's like really good and fluid and fast paced. So I don't know. They said the story's kind of like some people will love it, some people will hate it. But I don't know. It's like my interest is piqued with that one. I'll say that.
Really?
Yeah, because I think that's from the makers of the Arkham games, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And those games are phenomenal. But yeah, no, Palworld, good shit.
Good shit.
Are we gonna wrap it up there?
Yep.
All right. Well, that has been episode 68. We'll see you next week for 69.
Oh, yeah.
Ayo, pleasure on both sides.
Let's go.